What's happening, YouTube? Is more motivation reactions, back with another reaction video. So today we're reacting to an interview, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. So this interview is kind of old and 10 minutes long, but the purpose of this video is just to react to it, see what I can learn from it, because believe it or not, these people have wisdom, okay? And I want to pay attention. Not so much to the players now. The players back then had a different mentality. And, well, anywho, if you're here for the first time, make sure to click that subscribe button. If you're here once again, thank you so much for your support. Without further ado, let's get into the interview. 3, 2, 1, let's get it.
That's a good idea. Everyone agree.
No, wrong video.
Meeting 30 years ago. And now we played in front of probably 15, 16,000. Now the Final Four, 72,000 people saw the game. It's really incredible.
Well, I don't know if 70,000 can see it, but
So basically, they're talking about college basketball. Excuse me there. I get my coffee, good to go.
probably want some jumbotron. But it's amazing how the game has come so far, and all the time they put into it to make it better. So,
To be honest, I feel like it's kind of overrated when they keep saying how far the game has come. The game now is so overinflated in so many ways. I don't want to say there's no defense, but the game seems almost like it's not even for the love of the game anymore. It's always for financial stability or financial gain. That's what it seems like, at least. From a college standpoint, it's definitely different, but from the NBA standpoint, it's usually catered around financial gain or financial stability. You don't see players with grit, heart. Alright, you don't see players willing to go over the top. Like, you don't see them anymore. Like, Larry's one, the Magic, Kobe, Jordan. You just don't see guys like that anymore. The people now. Nah, you saw the bit in Giannis, you saw the bit in Jokic. Who else do you see then? You don't really see much anymore. And I will say though, the players now are much more talented. But what does talent get you if you don't have grit? Know what I mean? So, anyway.
the NCAA is doing a great job. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Than the first game, it's 32 teams, now there's 64. And a lot of quality teams out there.
Yes. And I say that we put the madness in March. That game that we had, still the highest rated final in NCAA history.
Wow.
What did you think happened? Why did we were able to capture the imagination of everybody around the country?
Please let me know if you want me to do reaction videos with Magic versus Bird in college. Please let me know if you want to see that in the comment section.
I'm still amazed by that, but the TV ratings back then, people just had 4 or 5 channels to pick from. Now they got 400, but I think it was just, in my case, people really didn't see me play on national TV. I was from a mid-major school. And then you come in and with all the hype and the play that you did and the struggles you had early in your season, and we were undefeated and we're playing against a Big Ten champion, and I think it just caught everybody's attention. And here it is 30 years later, and they still ask a lot of questions about it.
The other day. Then
Yeah.
we both go on. You go to the Boston Celtics, which I don't know who did this. The basketball guys shine down on us. You end up with Boston. I end up in LA. We went on to win many championships. Tell me your experience in Boston. How was that experience?
Well, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I grew up in Boston. I was very fortunate to go to a small school where I felt comfortable. I love the city of Terre Haute, but once I left, I was nervous about getting out there, getting settled. But once I got settled in and got to know my way around a little bit in Boston, I knew it was a perfect fit for me. And knowing you was on the West Coast, I was on the East Coast, I was just dreaming about another chance maybe I'd get to play against you.
Yeah, what?
That's awesome. I like these two, man. Dude, I like these two.
You know what? The NCAA finals created this rivalry that now fans could carry over to the
They have a good combination of humility and confidence. You know when someone's really confident. A lot of the players now, I hate to say it, but they just lack humility. And I don't know who made the statement, but being humble is weakness or whatever they try to say. If you look at Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, the best players, like some of the best players in the NBA ever, they have humility. They have humility, but they also have confidence. I don't know what people twisted the word and made it a negative thing. You can see it. You can see it in their personality. They don't talk negative about other people. They're respectful. They ask good questions. They listen. They're not childish. The players now, it's just hard to listen to interviews now. Like, for me, when I watch interviews, I try to sort of take something and learn. If you watch the interviews now, these players are just, oh, Jordan couldn't guard me. Oh, I'm better than Jordan. Oh, that makes me the greatest of all time. That's the players now. And you even have guys like Kevin Durant jumping from team to team to team, super teams. No accountability, no responsibility, no professionalism. You just don't, it's hard to really admire a player no matter how much talent they have if they don't have some sort of professionalism. You know what I mean? Anyway.
the NBA. And then we were able to meet a couple times in the final. Tell me how your Celtic team would match up against the champion, this season championship, Boston team.
Well, it's really hard to tell because I never really played against them guys. I never played against any of them, but I know their defense was excellent. I think they won the championship because of their defense. I know Paul Pierce is a very, very good player. And Ray Allen's always been one of my favorites because he shoots the ball
Really? Interesting.
extremely well. He knows how to play them. And they got Kevin Garnett. Then they got a lot of role players. I don't know how we would have competed against them, but obviously the teams that we had, 84 and 86, I thought in 84 we got lucky and came back and beat you guys. But in 86 was a team that I thought was our best team in Boston. And I would challenge.
Why do you say lucky? You see how modest these guys are?
Celtic players.
This proves my point. This proves my point. You see how modest these guys are? Lucky beating you guys. What do you mean? They probably went to like 7 games. There's no luck there. But you see, but he knows it's not luck, but he said it in the interview. You see how modest these guys are? You just don't see those characteristics as much anymore. You just don't. And I say that in relation to the best players in the league, the most talented players in the league. Because those guys are televised more, they're shown more. So if those guys have bad personality traits, everybody's gonna copy. That type of thing. You just don't see that as much anymore.
Make great presidents and GM. Kevin McHale, Minnesota, Danny Ainge with Boston, and you with the Pacers. What is it about you?
Well, I don't know if we're great, but we've had some success, and I think when it's all said and done, you'll see that our body of work, but we still have a long ways to go. I think it's just because of Red Auerbach. I mean, if you look around the players that he coached, the guys that went on coaching and GMs, there's a large amount of guys that's been successful when the playing days are over.
Wow.
Tell me about your Pacers now. You rebuilding, and you got some great young talent. So tell us about your Pacers.
Yeah, we had a situation there for 2 or 3 years where our players really embarrassed the city and our franchise. And
That's
really
unfortunate.
hurt us. And I decided to go in a different direction. And when you do that, Irving, you take away a lot of your talent. So really, you're in a rebuilding mode. And last year, we were fortunate to be able to get 2 young players. I think it's going to help us in the long run. But it's a rebuilding situation. But hopefully, we can get there sooner than later. But it's going to take some time.
Well, I talked to you, and you really took some of those incidents personally, and it really hurt you. because you want everything.
Absolutely, because it's a professional. Like if you're a professional and you sort of have charge of something, you want it to be seen in a good light. You know what I mean? You don't want it to be slandered by what people did and what things ruined the reputation of it. You know what I mean? So, absolutely, you took it personal.
Well, you played the game the right way. You love the state of Indiana. So tell me how you feel about this team now. You're feeling good about it representing not only yourself but the city of Indianapolis.
Oh, no question about it. The players we have there are quality players, great individuals. I take any of them home with me. They're sweethearts, but we just got to get better. Obviously, we got some holes to fill, and in the near future, I hope we can plug them holes and start winning a lot of games.
You are finally here. I've been waiting for you. This is your lucky day. I don't know how.
Keita Granger, outstanding.
We can to be that guy, and you know through your career, if you want to be somebody, it takes a lot of work. You got a lot of pressure.
Yeah, facts, man. You need to instill this in people. If you want to be something, just know that work is required. And it's not a feeling thing. It's, you say it, you do it. Right? It's accountability, it's integrity. There's days that you're not going to feel like doing the task. But if you have a goal, you have to show up if you like it or if you don't like it. And the more consistent you are, the more likely you are to improve. That's stuff that should be instilled in all young people. Nothing's given. You have to earn it.
Pressure on your shoulders, and you got to carry guys along. You got to make the guys around you better. That's one thing Danny's going to work on. He's a very good basketball player, but once he starts figuring out the guys that are with him, if he can make them better, it's going to be a lot easier on himself.
Smartest player you ever played with?
Dennis Johnson.
Best player you ever played with?
Probably Dennis Johnson. It's close between Kevin and Dennis. They're two different type of players, but
Best is Dennis Johnson? What? I thought you'd be Kevin McHale. Interesting that you say that. Best in what context, though? What? Please let me know if you're surprised too. Are you surprised by this?
And Dennis always said I'm 44% shooter during the regular season and 60 in the playoffs. But Kevin was incredible. You know, he played against him. But DJ, I thought, was a guy I loved to play with. He thought the same way I did, and
Interesting.
pretty good.
I want to take fans back to your retirement day. And I was in the locker room, and a lot of fans don't know this, but I had my Laker warm-up on, but I didn't bring a shirt. So when I asked the trainer for a T-shirt and to put on up under my Laker warm-up. So won't you take it from there and tell the people what happened?
Wow. These two are really like, they're courtship and rivals really, yeah, these two are nice.
Well, I seen it. I seen you ask for a T-shirt. I seen what they gave you, and once we got out there on the stage, we were walking around. I could see the boss was selling a T-shirt underneath. So I couldn't let it go. I just had to rip that thing open and let all the Celtic fans see that you really wanted this. But it might be your last time to be on TV. But it was a pretty good moment. I still saw all them pictures.
And that was a great moment for me as well. Larry, I don't know if there ever will be a rivalry quite like yours and mine.
No. Nope.
It's amazing. Two Midwest boys.
Nope.
Relatively large families. Mama's boys. What made it special was we couldn't run fast, we couldn't jump high, but we loved to compete.
And they have skill, a lot of skill. Grit, heart, passion. That is missing in the game now. We're giving these guys too much money. Their financial gain is making them not love the game. You can see it. You have guys complaining to play 65 games out of 82. You have fans or people that want to watch these players paying hard-earned money to go to these games for the star players to not be playing because load management. That's the kind of thing we deal with now. no passion, no love for the game. And also players afraid to affect their stats if they're not 100% showing up to the game. That's the kind of game we deal with now. And we want to compare the guys now to the guys before. It's a joke.
What will it take now for the NBA to come back? Because I keep telling people it takes rivalries like the ones we had, the Celtics versus the Lakers, for it to really be strong.
Yes.
Well, you know, in the 80s, early 80s, we came to the league and we were new and we were trying to throw our way around it. We were fortunate enough to win a championship here and there, but really when it got to 84 on through, Charles came to the league, Michael came to the league, Patrick, John Stockton, Karl Malone, you can just keep naming David Robinson later on. But there was more and more great players coming to our league, guys that would do anything to win, and it was very competitive. We have a lot of great players in our league now, we just don't have as many. We don't have the rivalries that we used to have. I love to play against, you know, obviously you throughout. I'd love to compete against Michael and Charles and guys. Now it's a little different, but I think once these younger guys come on, a lot of them came out and score early, but once they get older and they feel that they got an opportunity to win a championship, I think there'll be more competitiveness and a lot better players.
And then back to the Boston-Philly rivalry, back to the Detroit-Chicago, Michael versus Isaiah and his Pistons. That's what we need more of. And then tell me this, and 3 of our friends went into the Hall of Fame this year. So if I said Michael Jordan, what would you say?
I think unbelievable. I mean, I can tell you some things that happened in the games against us. One time I turned up, jumped, and he still went. His knees almost hit me in the chin. That's when I realized that this guy's pretty special for his jump ability. But cat quick, he closed out pass lane as fast as anybody ever seen, and just a phenomenal player.
John Stockton.
One of the smartest players I ever played against. So very crafty with the ball. Would always watch the defense, what they were going to do. If they made a mistake, the ball was delivered around the money.
And finally, David Robinson.
David Robinson was big and strong and very agile for a big man. Could score points in bunches and cover up a lot of space. Great up and down the court. Remind me of Robert Parrish when Robert was young. So a very sealed player.
Give me your take on 3 today guys right quick. LeBron James.
He could be one of the best small forwards ever played the game. I think he's closing in on it now. All he's got to do is win some championships.
Kobe Bryant.
He's my favorite. I think he's the best I've
Hey, good taste, buddy. Good taste. Yeah, let's go.
seen in a long, long time. I would never compare him to Michael, but if anyone's close to him, it would be him.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is crafty. I mean, I seen Chris in practice in college. I never dreamed that he'd be this good this early. I knew he had a lot of talent, but very crafty player. Reminds me a lot of John Stockton.
And finally, Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade is incredible. He takes a lot of beating out there, and he continues to come through. Last year he had a down year, and I watched him play a lot this year. He's just an incredible basketball player.
Wow. I just love watching interviews with some of the older NBA players. It's just different. Even though it doesn't seem like there's a purpose to the video per se, even just like listening to them, you learn things. You see how they are as people, you see their character, and you can sort of compare them to the players now and see that you don't really see those attributes anymore, you know what I mean? But anyway, I just wanted to just see their character side, how to speak, things like that. Because it really gives me more perspective, you know what I mean? But anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. If you want me to do reactions on Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in terms of interviews or anything else, let me know in the comment section and I'll definitely do that. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more reaction videos. God bless all of you.